Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
You're with Seniesa Estrada, who's 8-0 in the light flyweight and junior flyweight division. Now, this Sunday, the WBC will be holding an all-female sparring exhibition, which will include amateurs and professional fighters. Talk to us about the event.
Yeah, so it's an event this Sunday, December 3rd, in Westminster, California, at Grandpa's Boxing Gym. Grandpa's Boxing Gym is just overall just a great gym, and they do a lot for the community, a lot for pro fighters, amateur fighters, a lot for female boxing, and they're teaming up with the WBC on Sunday to have a sparring exhibition session for amateurs and professional female fighters. Only females, so it'll be a great event. They're doing it to bring awareness to women's boxing. So Mia St. John will be there. I will be there. I believe Ava Knight will also be there. Kenia Enriquez. Just a lot of former and current female WBC champions will be there, and also future myself.
Who are you going to be sparring that night?
I won't be sparring. I'm just there for the meet and greet, but there'll be a lot of great sparring sessions there with other young female fighters and all ages.
As a small child, you would watch boxing on television with your father, with your pops, and one day the question was raised, "Daddy, can girls fight?" What was his answer to you?
He said, yes, girls do fight, because at the time there were a couple.
And how old were you?
I was 7 years old at the time. And I just wondered, every time we watched boxing, it was always a pay-per-view fight that was, of course, males fighting, guys all the time. De La Hoya, Shane Mosley, we would watch Roberto Duran fight Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roy Jones Jr. all the time. And I just, thought to myself, well, do women fight? Because I had no idea, and people still, question that. Like, a lot of people say, man, I didn't know, there was female pro fighters.
Right.
And so I had the same question for my dad, and my dad said, you know what, there's not many, but, you can do it if you want to.
So do you feel that you're paving the way for a lot of little girls out there that want to become a professional fighter or even enter the amateur ranks?
Definitely. That's what I hope to do, and that's what I'm doing now. I mean, I had nobody to look up to. What I'm trying to do is, pave the way for young girls and all fighters, all current fighters, trying to break down barriers and open doors in the sport. When I was a little girl, I didn't have many fighters to look up to. I idolized fighters like Roy Jones Jr.
Who happened to be your favorite fighter?
Who's my favorite fighter, yeah. So, they're men, so, they inspired me with their skills, and but it's not the same as having like a female figure to look up to and a female to idolize, and that's just what I want to be and what I want to do for young girls, because I didn't have that growing up.
For some fight fans that are beginning to recognize and understand who you are, the name Seniesa Estrada, give us a little glimpse on your background as an amateur fighter. What did you accomplish, and tell us some of your memories as a young fighter.
So many memories as an amateur. I had so many fights. I had 102 amateur fights, 97 wins, and about 4 or 5 losses. I accomplished a lot. I won just about every tournament as a junior and a senior, Silver Gloves, Golden Glove Nationals, 2-time Junior Olympic National Champion, USA Nationals Champion, and it definitely prepared me for the pros, and all the experience I have in the amateurs is what made me, is what's building me up to be a good fighter in the pros.
Now, the LA Times had a front page piece on your development as an amateur fighter and how you came into the boxing world, which is dominated by men. Talk to us about the LA Times piece.
Yeah, so in, I believe, 2001 or 2002, I was, first gym I ever trained at was Hollenbach Youth Center in the city of East LA, Loyal Heights to be exact. And one day I was hitting the bag next to my teammate Frankie Gomez, who's also undefeated.
We all know Frankie.
Yeah, and hitting the bags, normal day of training, and this guy walks in with a suit. We look around, who's this guy? And he just watches us train for about 30 minutes, and then he was going in there to look for the next golden boy, the next Oscar de la Hoya coming up. And he was looking for, a little boy to do a small column on in the LA Times, in the sports section. But then he sees me training, and he starts talking to my dad, and just starts asking questions about, my background, my dad's background. And he was just blown away and became very intrigued at our whole story and how I began boxing, and how boxing kind of, saved my dad's life, because before that he was addicted to drugs and in and out of prison. And boxing is just something that totally changed his life. And
Exactly.
the reporter Kurt Streeter was just totally blown away, and he was just so intrigued. So after that, he followed me around every day for about 3 years, almost 4 years, just going to school with me, going to the gym every day, and just learning every single thing about me and about my family, about my life. So the story was in the LA Times for 5 days in a row on the front page, and it was a huge story, and it was, had great
Can
feedback.
we find that on the internet?
You can find it on the internet, yeah.
I gotta look into that. Now, your popularity clearly goes beyond the States here, because there was a documentary made by the Japanese in Japan. Talk to us about that, because that's something I have not seen.
Yeah, there's a documentary that was made about me and aired in Japan, all over Japan. They followed me around for about a year as well, which is not as long as the LA Times article, but a year. So it just basically, through my amateurs, they were there through, very important moments of my amateur career, when I won the Junior Olympic Nationals, USA Nationals. So they were there. Documented
So is
it all.
there one of those little cute Japanese dolls of you with the big eyes, that's really round, and with a little sword? I'm not trying to get, sorry.
They're probably selling them in Japan right now. I don't know.
Seniesa-san? I might have to edit that part out. No, so tell us more about this.
I'm done with that one.
All right.
Next question.
Why so many women in boxing that have a ledger of, 3 wins with 0 losses, or 4 wins with, 2 losses, finally get a title shot so early in their careers? You've decided to go a different path. You decided to not go for a title shot. Why is that? Because you could have the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO. It's possible that you can hold all the titles, but you decided not to.
Yeah, I mean, I could, of course I want a world title, of course. Like, who doesn't? But at the same time, I could have fought for one when I was 4-0, when I was 3-0. For women, it's different. You could have, less amount of fights and fight for a world title. And a lot of women do it, but I don't want to, because I feel like there's so much more in the sport of women's boxing that needs to be done before winning a world title. I can win one right now, but nobody will see it and nobody will know who I am. And I wanted to win, I wanted to mean something, when I have that title wrapped around my waist, I want it to mean something, and I want people to see it and to see my talent and see why I won that title and why I deserve it. So I think I'm on a good path right now. I feel like, I've been televised once, and I know that I'll continue to be televised, and I just want the world to see my talent. That way, when I have that world title, people are watching and it means something.
How soon could we expect you inside that ring? Because as of right now, we don't have a fight scheduled.
No fight scheduled right now, but I'm sure I'll be back in the ring January, early February, yeah.
Now, you were the first woman to be on a Golden Boy fight card. How did you feel about that when they made that announcement?
Oh, I felt great. At the same time, like, people ask me, how did you feel? Like, that's such a great opportunity, and it's a great chance to open up doors for other women, and it is. And one thing I said was, I'm happy, but I'm not surprised, is what I said, because I knew eventually, with all my hard work and dedication, that it would open up that door and I would be able to have that chance to be on TV, because I know anything's possible. I believe in myself, and I knew that that day would come.
Where would you be today if boxing did not exist in your life?
Where would I be if boxing didn't exist? Wow.
Well, in your life. Not in general. Boxing still exists.
I have no idea. That's one thing that I just don't like to think about.
Yeah.
Because I can't picture, like, I've been doing it for more than half my life.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still young. I started when I was 7, so that's more than half of my life. So I don't know what I would do without it.
Do you have any final words to some of the girls that look up to you, that inspire to be like you, that have the aspirations to become a fighter just like yourself?
Yes, I would say always believe in yourself. Never give up. That's definitely one thing. Believe in yourself, because you can think that you're able to accomplish something, but believing it in your heart and in your mind, it's totally different than just thinking you can do something. You have to believe it and have to know that you will eventually accomplish your dreams.
And where can they follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram at Seniesa_Superbad, and Facebook and Twitter, Seniesa_Estrada.
Oh yeah, one last bonus question here. What's behind the nickname Superbad?
Behind the nickname, Sugar Ray Leonard is one of my favorite fighters. That's what they called him growing up in the amateurs. And
Superbad?
Superbad.
All right, I like it.
So hopefully when people see me fight, they'll understand, why I'm super bad.
All right, thank you, Seniesa.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're funny.